All right, everyone. We're back. This is the first semifinal match of our Catan Wood Tourney for the Rockers of Catan League. We are about to hop in and take a watch. Now, one of the players here today unfortunately couldn't make it, so we're going to go ahead and play a three-player game actually today. Um, Now this will be a cool preview actually because the next tournament we have is going to be a three-player tournament. So that means only three players, per game, and it'll be to 12 VPs and 8 discard limits. So those are the big changes there. Um, so this will be a nice preview actually of what that'll look like coming up. And on top of that, super high stakes. The winner of this match goes to the finals where they face off against me because your boy is number one in the table this season or this for this tourney. So yeah, I'm excited. I get to scout out my potential competition, and let's go ahead and hop in. And we have a three-player game, like I said. First placement here, we saw Blue, J Kirby Ninja, playing the last game. Unfortunately, technical issues, no audio was recorded. I think the audio is recording this time, but we'll see. Um, but strong first placement here, right? I think this is where I'll get to. You get the depth card production. It's very, very key, right, to get all of that. So I think strong first placement here. Again, J Kirby Ninja has been in, I think, one of our seasons, the long one, our Robert's Baton 3. And, and yeah, there's Justin with, or there's J Kirby Ninja with the chat out there. And yeah, I think this time will be good. I am checking the levels, and yeah, we're gonna have a good game today. I think it'll be fun. Uh, And second position here, right? So second position also going for depth card production. And the orange team is my mom. Um, I I think I could get behind it. I think on this type of board, there's so much ore that you need to make sure that you get. Uh, and yeah, I think here red has the right idea, locking up the ore and the remaining or the remaining ore and wheat. Going for no sheep, but sheep is the least valuable resource in this game format. That said, right, we're going to 12 VP, so the game strats actually do change quite a bit, right? So, okay, so we see orange here, placing a second settlement, opting to go away from brick. There's only one strong brick space, and now, again, we see the familiar free road by blue. And maybe that's part of just a preference, and I strongly have that preference too. I will pay a premium for that first free road, um, and then I hope I get lucky, right? It's a very balanced right, especially with depth card. You just need to get that first settlement down, and you're in pretty good shape going forward. Orange here, I think getting to the 3 for 1 will be crucial, which they are going to get at some point. But that sheep core is only as strong as the amount of sheep spaces you have, and you probably won't get to that 4, 11, and 5 that Red is pointing to in time for you to do any real damage there. And if you don't get that, then sheep board isn't that valuable because blue is about to settle on that 4 sheep at the bottom left too. So I'm not sure that I would say that. But a huge early sell. So trading for brick with red, which I don't think I agree with unless red is very close to sitting, which they could be, right? And blue here getting the extra road. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I think I would take the settlement, but maybe he feels like he can get there anyways, which he probably could, right? Um, Now, Orange here, the Orange player has had a lot of experience in our tourneys. I think been in all three of the ones this year, been in the past iterations of Rockers Catan. So been with us for a while and played a lot of games with us. So very experienced player, had a hot start in this tourney, winning the first two games that they played, but not able to win the other two. And again, a very tight, you know, competition all around this time because from top to bottom, everyone had two wins. No one who made the semis had one win except for the blue player, just J Kirby Ninja here, who who is who got here by playing in a play-in game to get here, right? So it was very tight from top to bottom. I only got two was two, and it was just based on VPs at that point. So it was very tight, and that's 16 spots, right? That's like a big range there. But we're into the early settle here, and that puts them in really good shape. The issue is now if that HE keeps getting hit, they lose three resources, but they do get to move it now, um, and hit the six brick. And we're back. Yeah, I mean, I think here, if I had to place my money on something, just based on the early game right now, I would say Blue probably has a really good chance here. Uh, you know, that said, Orange is in a really good spot themselves. The issue is, right, like, yeah, I mean, it's really close. I mean, I actually can't tell, but it's going to be eventually coming down to a race between red and blue down here as they try to connect. Once red settles there, they're going to want to connect down here at some point, or blue will want to connect, and they'll be both going for orange road. So whoever wins this race, this spot right here with the road, will be in really good shape of pulling away. If blue can pull it off, then I think they'll take it. But it's tight, right? It's really tight because they only have the one ore spot here, whereas orange here has two ore spots with almost equivalent wheat production with the port already. So I mean, with that early settlement, right, everything kind of changes, and you kind of yeah, you kind of have to deal with that target, right? So like now you really want to try to put it on orange's spots if you can and slow them down. The issue with red is they share both ore spots, so blue's the only one who can hit them there, and the wheat production isn't high enough that you hit those spots directly, right? You're not really going to put a robber here or here because the production isn't quite high enough to justify it. But those are important. Someone is trying to reach me, but okay. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm see the issue is right with Red's position, they weren't able to get access to sheep, and no one else has that much sheep, so they won't really trade with Red. Now they might, now that they've settled a bunch and have the ports and everything, but Red had a really slow start here, and for going that sheep, just it was too much. And that said, right, like I probably would have played the same way. It's a tough spot. and you know, only relying on a 1-9 is going to hurt long term. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think now the more I think about it, right, like that cheat port is pretty useless. I would say, like you're never really going to use that unless you're in a pickle. But this ore port is much nicer, right? So if you can find a way to maybe settle here with your next settlement, maybe that's the plan. Then then I think Orange has the name of the bag. So Orange is the good thing about Orange's position is they're not going to be competing for anything here, so they won't be wasting resources on extra roads or you know because once you're in a race, time is faster, so you need to be able to get there in time. So I would say like here in this case, these two players will be fighting for a road, and that'll absorb a lot of their resources if they do fight, which they may not, right? So, I mean, Red did build a road kind of that way instead of even settling. So, just probably trying to get under seven there, but you know, building a road there indicates that they're not going to try to openly at least race for this until they settle, um, which is fair. Which is fair. That said, maybe you can pull it off still, because uh, you do have a yeah, you can pull it off because you have the wood production on blue here, so you can actually boldly have put this road here. I don't think they're going to build two roads to cut you off, and then you just like build roads. And once you build the roads, you have it locked down. The only issue is you don't want to get plowed here by orange, right? So orange putting it back on the six brick. Um, Okay. Fair enough. It's going to be the six brick or the nine wheat for orange. From blue's perspective, maybe the six ore is a good spot. Uh, and then, from red's perspective, I don't really know. It's tough, right? Maybe, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Because the issue is you're sharing all the important spots in orange here. Um, you don't really want to hit that unless you're really targeting blue. And I think orange is just way more ahead right now. But it's hard. You just got to hit here, which is like not super effective, right? So the good thing about orange's position is none of the spots are super strong, right? So it's hard to hit them in any particular spot and really stifle them. So big turn incoming. Three death cards with two knights played, right? So I think that early settlement, just like settling so early, red maybe giving that breakup. Uh, was somewhat costly, right? It made costly. They traded for a wheat, but they didn't really do anything with it. And they weren't trying to city or anything. So I probably just wouldn't have traded. But yeah, I mean, I could see the rationale too. And here, no one should try to trade. Yeah, I think there should honestly be a quasi embargo on orange here. Uh, because yeah, they're so far ahead that it's not even. Yeah, and six here. Uh, Apologies for the. I guess I'll take the time. If you're still watching and you're still listening, I apologize for the nasally tone in my voice and the glasses. I've been feeling really sick, but it's been good. We're getting it done. Big day today. Happy Mother's Day to everyone who's watching. Uh, or if you're watching after Mother's Day, hope you guys had a good Mother's Day. Ooh, and a huge plow, and that's why you maybe don't build that extra road, right? Especially if you can back it up very quickly. Um, and so I think at this point, it's kind of a runaway. Um, that plow is so big because it just completely stifles blues production and progress. These two roads are now pretty much useless, and that's going to be really tough in the long term. I think this is a good spot to settle it next for blue. It's high production, and you can get there pretty easily. I don't think orange has any incentive to go here for a three for one. If they try to get here, they have to build three roads, which is tough, especially with their setup. And ironically, right, like this is the sheep spot they were able to get to, and maybe they'll start being able to use that sheep for some wheat, right? So they're gonna want to do city, and they're gonna be able to get there pretty soon. There are a variety of numbers here, right? So it's scatter shots. So a lot of numbers hit for them. Oh, and the first city, and maybe I spoke too soon because earlier I was saying not enough resources, but getting the first city here is still big. Orange here cannot settle anymore. They have to city next. Not that they'll have a problem with it, but this is a huge city for red. Maybe they'll speed things up, right? But they really got to settle there. Like that's next priority is right there, and then hopefully longest road. Now, if I'm red or blue, I team up and I just feed someone resources to take on this road. Um, in this case, I would probably feed blue, just because blue is more behind. Red has a city and two settlement spots open. So I'm going to feed blue and steal longest road away from orange. And that's part of why longest road is um, so hard to keep, right? Because other players can easily team up on you and take it away from you whenever they want, basically. So that makes it really tough, right? So Longsword is generally a thing you want to play as a winning move, like stealing Longsword at the end, or winning Longsword maybe two turns from the end or something. But if you try to keep long term, you'll just be a target, right? Not that orange already isn't, which is why they did it, because they want to claim it, because now it's extra hard for anyone else to um, pass in the longest road. But and now I think it makes sense because they're trying to get to the Orc. But I think in general it does increase your target, and this is a dubious road placement. Um, because I think maybe red here is fearing that there's a plow incoming. There's two issues with that. One is with five settlements, you run out of settlements, so you can't build any more settlements until you build a city, and then you get a settlement back. So Orchard has to city, road, and settle to plow here. It's not going to happen. They're also already going here, and that's much more reasonable for that anyways, instead of trying to compete for this spot. So if I was red here, I actually maybe would have just like build roads here, if anything. Um, but I think it's fair to be scared, and you do have the backdoor option of getting to 8-10. So some flexibility for sure. And this is why I'm going to say that, right? Because the dev cards have just been flowing. Five nights played, which is a little bit unlucky actually, I would say on Orange's part, but like being able to control the Robert is still very useful, especially in the game. If you're able to control the entire game, like that's why dev cards are so valuable, right? Because you get those knights. Those knights at some point are valuable when you get enough of them, right? It's just there can only be so many sevens, right? And a very expensive road, and that's it. And yeah, again here, I do get it. And maybe red here feels that the connecting this doesn't make too much sense, which is fair. They did get there, so I guess I can get behind it. All things considered, the issue though is I really just want them to start settling because yeah, they're behind, and the production is going to matter at the end of the day, right? But this definitely keeps them at bay. And I'm gonna steal it back. Oh, not quite. So that at least keeps Orange at bay for a turn. But a big city there means now they'll be able to settle here, use the ore spot, ore production that they have, and it'll be tough. But blue kind of falling out of it now, right? This plow is super big. I think it was very expensive. You don't get that much wood production. I think this is the next spot to settle at, but even then you're not super happy, right? Maybe here after, and then dev card, and hope for some luck. Going for the brick board, I guess I'm okay with it. But again, right, it could be a similar mistake of like, maybe you're not settling quick enough, you're not committing quick enough, because that time doesn't matter, right? And it just leaves the door open, and not that orange would necessarily go here, right? But why build the extra road for less production just for brick board that you may or may not, use at this point. Three dog cards for orange here. I think it's about that time. The dev cards are just too valuable. I would assume that both these are VPs because I'm pretty sure they've had them for a while and they haven't played them. Although I could be wrong. They're definitely not nice, right? Because otherwise this would have moved. But let's see. Let's see what red can pull off here. Blue's thinking. If I'm blue, I would want to help red in general. But this doesn't help you too much, right? This is the type of game, right? So this is not really like our regular play games where there's a point system. In this, it's a knockout, so you either win or you lose. And in this case, right, like these guys are on their last legs. These are expensive. Uh, and going for the 3-4 which is fair. Um, but then you miss out on some ore production here. And so this is kind of an awkward spot all around. I'm not sure what I would do here personally, but I guess you do go for the 3-1, which is kind of tragic that you build so many roads just to get to this 3-1 port. But yeah, I guess it has to be done. Right? You're securing your selling spots, but you just better hope that there's no plowing coming right here. So we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think right here, right, seeing so much ore, they're just not able to capitalize because they don't have the wheat on top of it, and I guess a 3-4 makes sense in that case, right? But it's just a tough spot, right? I think ore just has such a clear path to victory here that it's just going to be tough to see anyone else getting there. And the discard. So maybe that keeps people a bit, but again, six. That was GG. Okay, so he was announced that was GG. That's good to know. So we're getting there basically, which is good. I think it's probably time to put them out of their misery. Wait, never mind. But either way, he's probably close. I don't know how he could have gone GG. Oh, okay, he got GG. I think already is what he's saying. Yeah, and that's GG. Fair enough. Yeah, 12 to 5 to 4. That kind of tells the whole story. It's a really brutal game sometimes, right? If you don't get that early start, it's going to be tough, right? So be careful who you trade with early. I think is part of the lesson here. I think, yeah, I mean it was just a dominant victory all around. Let's look at the dice stats. This is not even a normal distribution, but it's never normal. So you just do the best you can, right? It could have been worse for sure. I've seen worse. But the 12-4s, this side is just going crazy, and then the dip in the 6 here, and the 7, which is why, right? So this was harmful because it took 6 knights to counteract probably 6-7 rolls, or more or less, right? Meaning, if anyone ever wanted to place a robber on orange, they could have only gone through 7 or 1 knight here. So that's maybe 7 options max, and only the a 6-night. So, you know, if they had more 7s, then maybe the nights weren't as effective, right? So it's just like a balancing thing. And, you know, I would say Orange definitely got lucky, but at the same time, like, getting those trades done, huge resources in production, getting those trades done early, and really utilizing that, is going to help you, right? Like, because the early game is the most important part. It sets you up for the rest of the game. And, you know, you better make sure that you're making sure you settle early. I think is a big thing. But overall, it's a super competitive game, right? Like, everyone fought. I think it was a very fun game to watch, just like how impressive this setup was from Orange. Able to pull that off and actually made the longest road, which I would not have expected. I would have expected definitely one of these two to play the longest road, especially with no wood production, or no brick production, right? But it didn't matter. The port was enough. The early port here, the port here, it was too much. It was, yeah, the Tuesdays where you don't even need that all out door at the end of the day, which is crazy, right? So a very good game. And I hope everyone had fun. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. And we'll see you guys for the settings 2. And then after that, settings 3. And then it'll be the finals in which I'll play. So I'll be welcoming Steven as my mom into the finals. And hopefully this game will help me figure out how to beat it. So hope you guys have fun. Take care. And I'll see you next time.